and welcome back to Intimately. I am Michelle Lee, and I'm so excited because I have an extra special guest with me today. And this is my lovely daughter, Chelsey Lee. Thank you
Mm.
for coming on the show
Yeah, of
today.
course.
Yeah, so we want to start talking about some things that we know are really important to many of you out there. It's a struggle that we have shared. I have three daughters, and I know what it is to grow up as a woman and the struggles of accepting ourselves fully.
Mm.
Yeah, fully accepting ourselves. And one of the things that I hold valuable is the intimate conversations I've had with my daughters since they were born.
Mhm.
I've always openly shared what I'm going through, what it's like, because I don't want them to have the same struggles and I want them to feel safe to talk to me. So I would love to welcome Chelsey. Thanks for
Hi.
coming.
Of
This is so
course.
great to have you here.
I'm really thankful. And I'm excited. It's been a lot. We've been talking about doing this together for a while, and here we are.
Yeah. And talking about something that we've both struggled with, and I know that many people out there do.
I do
And
believe. Yeah.
Chelsey and I have been going through a lot of self-development courses on communication
Mhm.
and authenticity and integrity. And I know it has brought our relationship to a whole new level.
Yeah.
And we are inspired to share with you some of the things we've worked on and worked through on this journey of
Mhm.
coming together
Mhm.
and clearing things that are keeping us and preventing us from stepping into something of even further gratitude and service and excitement
Yeah.
sometimes. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. We've been doing a lot of work.
right?
We've come a long way.
It's been amazing. It was ugly getting here and so beautiful. And such
Mhm.
is life.
Mhm. Yeah.
If we would have never experienced the wrath of the mother daughter, I don't think we could really truly appreciate where we are right now. And I think it's so important for families, anybody in a relationship to anyone, to be able to have these real conversations that are hard.
Yeah. It's like this level of accepting. So the more that we accept our parents and forgive our parents, um, the more clear and true the relationship just grows into, right? Uh, I think that's like the biggest goal is to love your parents and accept them for who they are, where they've been, and it just makes things so much easier.
But I don't think you could have accepted me if I hadn't have been real with you about things that I was dealing with in
Mhm.
life.
Yeah,
And maybe then you kind of wanted to judge me a little bit, or
absolutely. There
you
was
wanted
judgment.
to have like this, I'm never going to act like my mother response. And
Well, if I can own accountability, I was a little brat. I mean, let's just be real. I wasn't in a place where I could accept you. I was still holding stories and judgment based on your past, my past,
Mhm.
patterns that I was still in, wrapped up in. And I think when we just get to that place where we're like, "Ah, let the story go. Like, why am I creating this
Mhm.
ongoing thing? And where I could just really drop it
Yeah.
and see you.
Yeah.
And it's really made such a difference in our relationship and
Yeah.
other relationships that I have.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, dropping the freaking story. It's huge.
Yeah. And I think a part of that right now, what we're witnessing and coming together today is my own personal battle with body dysmorphia
And mine.
and yours
Mhm.
and my other two daughters. Like we've all had at a certain point in our life a struggle with it.
Mhm.
And to really own who we are, how we look, the unique style that we have, all of it allows this pureness to come through that
Mhm.
really truly attracts other people to you.
Mhm.
It's been amazing to witness.
Yeah, the more that I have just really accepted where I'm at, what I'm going through, what I'm growing through. It's incredible the community that I have attracted. I'm so thankful.
Yeah. She's doing an amazing job out there. Yeah. I couldn't be prouder of all three of my girls. They're all uniquely, individually showing up in the world in love first, which is the big thing.
Yeah.
You come from a place of love, all of you do.
Yeah, Morgan and I were having a conversation yesterday, and we were talking about um, being the witness and how that shows up in the way that you actually see someone versus like reacting from the story that you've created, or just like fully accepting them for who they are and where they're at.
Mhm.
Um, that makes such a difference in relationship. You can not really be the witness from your own pattern, your own story,
Mhm.
and just be in acceptance.
Yeah.
You have a less reaction time. That was like profound.
It's changed our relationship.
Hmm.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, think about how reactive we were at one point. Like,
Yeah. Well, and we didn't even understand our nervous system.
mm,
So to understand that your nervous system is what is going to make or break your reaction to something that is feeling uncomfortable in your system in one way or another.
and
Um,
knowing that
and
discomfort
Mhm.
and where to pinpoint it, and then focus.
And not have to react from it, but to lean into it and be like, why
Yeah.
am I feeling this way?
Versus projecting it.
Why are they making me feel this way?
Yeah, that's the victim, which is
Yeah.
really easy to be in. It's really
It's so,
easy to flip the switch and like be in that wound, when really like the biggest part is feeling the wound, noticing where it is in the body, and just accepting it,
yeah,
feeling it, and not project it.
right. And also not being afraid to express how it feels. We don't want you to hide it,
Mhm.
but there's a way to express it that you can remove the other person from the situation.
Yeah, I think too, when we had some time, Morgan was living with us for a little bit. We were
Yeah,
living together, and she brought nonviolent communication
yeah,
to us, and that really made a difference. It's
yeah,
not, you know, you made me feel this way. It's like saying something along the lines of like, when I heard you say this, I felt like this.
yeah.
And that really takes the pressure off of the other person. And it
Right.
it allows you to own accountability.
Right. And so, like, how do we take that into body dysmorphia?
Yeah. Well, that's kind of like the big topic that I felt really called to speak on. Um, I think as like a society, we're really seen to look this perfect type, which is like thin and um, I don't even know if like I want to say fit now that I've been into strength training, but it's really about being like skinny. Like, let's be skinny. I want to be skinny.
Yeah.
And like even that term is like kind of icky. Like,
Skinny doesn't mean healthy. That's the big thing.
and that's something that I noticed.
And when you're trying to connect the Trinity, the mind, body, spirit, to be really truly guided on this planet, it's about healthy. It's not
Mhm,
about skinny.
mhm. Yeah, and,
Right.
and that was like the biggest topic for us is like I was expressing to my mom, like, wow, I really
Mhm.
notice how the versions of me in the past have not been healthy. I've been really underweight, not taking care of myself, over consuming certain substances that really weren't elevating my consciousness. If anything, they were dampening me and keeping me at a surface level that I couldn't achieve more. Um, that's really made such a difference for me. And
Mhm.
just recognizing that, I think part of the personal development that we've done has helped me see in the areas where I was lacking integrity. And I'm finally here showing up with you.
I've been waiting for this day, I swear. We did a pre-recording yesterday and just got all the crying out, and
Yeah.
it was really beautiful to sit here and work with her and to see what an amazing woman you are, and having a business of her own and just showing up completely differently. And we've been comparing our stories. And I myself personally, we're talking about that victimhood and our body dysmorphia. I had an older brother, and he was always really, really skinny, and I was the chunky little girl, and my name was Michelle Shelley, and then it went to Shelly Belly, and I carried that for so long. I can remember in high school always feeling like I was the bigger girl. I was the bigger girl. Everybody else looked better than me. They had a better body than me. It was really
Well,
hard.
and then I mean, in the 90s, think of all of the diet trends and
Oh my gosh, I had every single
all
one.
of the. I remember. I remember. And I don't know that that really like stuck with me. I never really thought, oh, I need to diet, but I just didn't feed myself, which is not healthy. And I want to be a mom.
Yeah.
I want to be the healthiest version of myself so that I can give that to my children. And yeah, I mean, let's speak on even your relationship with dad and how that, your partnership really, really reflects body dysmorphia as well. I mean, it
Yeah.
really like holds um, wounds
Right,
if you're not.
because your dad is so tall and thin. He could eat whatever he wanted. He could drink as much beer as he wanted. It didn't matter. He never gained a pound.
Mhm.
And then I got pregnant for you at 20, and I gained 72 pounds. And he was feeding me Reese Pieces Sundays.
I love Reese Pieces.
Oh my God, it was so great. And I was just like, I'm pregnant. I'm going to eat everything. Yeah, I gained a small teenager. And the stress of having a baby and being in a new marriage and having new careers. We had just graduated from college, and we were working for my parents. And, all of that stressor, when not knowing how to communicate it, would come out in fighting. And then there was the language of the way that I looked and the referral the way I looked. And then the little girl in me who was seeing her brother, and then the shame and the guilt. And then I was turning to food because I felt so bad. And I needed to eat because I was nursing you. I could make every justification in it. So there I was, conditioning myself.
So you think that, I mean, just when I'm hearing this, like the way that I deal with grief or trauma would be to like not eat
Right,
and then work out like extra. Like I would go to
right,
yoga 2 times a day
right.
just to sweat,
Mm-hmm.
but also not feeding myself.
Mm-hmm.
So on your end, you would be like
Yes,
comforted with food.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, and so by not really dealing with the situation, by covering it up with things, it continued the process of where I was
Yeah.
until I was like, no, I'm going to take command of this. I had had Paige, my second daughter. I saw myself in a video, and I was like, my ass was as white as the horse that I was on. And I was like, what has happened? I was so blind to it, and yet so hurt by our fights in the comments.
Of course.
And I couldn't do anything about it because I thought, well, this is how I am because I had babies.
Yeah.
And I'm nursing. And it's just, but instead of loving each other through it, it created dissonance between your dad and I.
Yeah.
And it created those sand scars in my energy body that we never processed through. You just kept shoving it away, drinking it away, covering it up. And then all of a sudden, I quit drinking. I started running, started getting myself fit, and I was feeling great. And then I got pregnant again. But I changed my whole outlook on that. Instead of being a victim of, how could this happen to me? I mean, yeah, I cried for 2 weeks. I was like, I can't believe my body's got to go through this again. I just got it back. I feel great. I worked out through the pregnancy. I taught step aerobics through the pregnancy. I was back to my body in no time at all with her. I was in control of what I needed to do for myself and not living a lifestyle that somebody else could live. And I think that was the difference.
Yeah, I see you as that mom. So obviously, I don't really remember you like heavier. I remember you teaching step aerobics. That's like my memory of you. And then, you were probably 30,
Mhm.
29, 30, and then you started weight training.
Yes, which is what you're getting into now,
Yeah.
which is so exciting.
Yeah. And, I think that strong is the new skinny, if you would.
Yeah.
It has changed my life tremendously. And I feel like the same with you. I can see you, that version of you anyways, and how powerful you were. And I mean, I think that start really made shifts
I
in.
completely changed my life. I mean, I left the family business. I stated what I wanted to go back to college and become an esthetician. I became a personal trainer. I started studying the body. I started taking the steps that I was always guided to do to get me to really be able to fully embody somatic therapy
Mhm.
and altered states of consciousness and all of it. So I just started letting it happen instead of staying where I thought I had to because the conditioning of what was patterned in front of me. My parents, I mean, I've been married for 59 years. They're amazing. My grandparents were married for 58 years, I think it was, And that was the conditioning. You stay in the family business, you stay married, but that wasn't what my soul wanted.
Mhm.
And it was showing up through my body
Mhm.
because I was eating and I was unhappy. You weren't eating
Mhm.
and you were skinnier. So if
Very malnourished.
right, let your body communicate to you.
Yeah, I was numbing out with substance and
Yeah.
not listening to that either.
Yeah.
I was like fearful to face like the wounds inside of me.
I'm really curious because we're going to have more of these conversations. What does body dysmorphia look like to you? And what do those wounds look like that you're afraid to talk about or to look at, or you think that are just continuing to come up in your life over and over again, right? Mm-hmm. What else would that look like to someone who says, I understand, I don't feel good about something in my body, but it's just how I am? Like what can they really feel into to own
Yeah.
that?
Yeah. And even like speaking on that for me, I joined this personal development course in September. It was a sobriety challenge. And I have been using cannabis for 17 plus years, maybe.
Yeah.
Um, really not, I think the last, 5 years, I wanted to break free from the substance, but I was so scared.
Yeah.
And so this really made a difference in this challenge. I was like, oh, I'm gonna get sober. And then I actually started being interested to feed myself,
Mm-hmm.
cook for myself, provide for myself in ways. Um, I also went through heartbreak, I think, for the first time.
Mm.
And it was incredible. And then I'm trying to think, I gained some weight. My body was like, oh, maybe she won't feed us again. Let's pack on the pounds. And I was eating like bread and I was chugging raw chocolate milk.
Mm.
And I was like, oh, my body wants this. And I was eating like steak,
Yeah.
3, 4 times a week. And then I started feeling like, whoa, I need something else. And my mom and I both practice Bikram yoga. So that was a great avenue to be on, to have like the um, detox. But I still was missing something. And so I started weight training with Chad Rogers. He has a gym, a business called Show Me Strength. And he has been such an inspiration to me. Like, I needed this so badly. I needed this so badly. And now I'm like a fucking monster. I feel, I actually like when I'm in the gym, I like see my mom when she was my age. And I'm like, I'm in love with it right now. And I think that as I've gotten, into a place, I think that we do need to weight train. We need to keep that strength, our balance,
Yeah.
um, because we lose so much, right,
Yeah.
as time goes on, easily.
Yeah. Strength, flexibility, and balance.
Yeah. So yeah, this has been. I feel really good.
And I saw your struggle with that. Like I saw how much you were struggling. Like none of my clothes fit. I don't feel comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
And, like my other daughter, Paige, is pregnant. She just found out that she's going to have her second baby. And I put something on my social media. And one of the girls at yoga said, "Oh, I can't believe Chelsea's pregnant."
Then I was pregnant. And I was like, dang.
So how did that really feel for you, though? What did you feel?
I think I felt a little like misunderstood because again, I never had weight on me before. Like I've always been very thin. I think I had my dad's body type.
But
So
leading up to it, though, there's one part we've kind of left out. You said you had a recent breakup,
yeah,
and you decided to get sober and change your life.
yes.
That breakup, the communication there were comments that made you in self-doubt about yourself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Like comments about, like if I were to ever get my breasts done, if I were to ever like alter myself or change myself, and then comments about other people, like, you know, him commenting on someone being like really overweight or have they always looked like that?
Yeah.
And it really made me, I didn't recognize it at the time, but it really did hold in my body.
Mm-hmm.
And I was starting to gain weight and I've been dating. And so I'm like, oh my gosh, am I going to find someone
Yeah.
that accepts me where I'm at right now?
Right.
And it was truly like accepting myself. Um, yeah, I had a somatic process with a woman who mentored the course that I was in. Her name's Judith Johnson. And it really like, she just like, we dropped right in and she really helped me recognize like where this is coming from and where I was holding it.
Mm-hmm.
And just like crying it out, accepting it and really being like, oh, I do love myself right now and I will
Yeah.
find someone that loves me and accepts me for who I am and where
Absolutely.
I am.
And there was a space in me that was having so much that I wanted to say to you about all of that because I would hear you in his comments. And my second marriage was all about all of that,
Yeah, the physical and what that looks like.
and what that looks like. When I got together with him, I hadn't colored my hair, I didn't do my nails, I didn't wear a lot of makeup, I waxed, I was very natural and very much in line with my natural self and feeling really good about it. And then all of a sudden it was like, oh, I remember you blonde, and oh, I like this. And it was all of these little comments that started building self doubt. And then the same thing, I started gaining weight.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I gained 73 pounds with this individual, trying to change myself to be accepted because no matter what I did, I felt like there was something more that he wanted.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's almost as if like, I mean, your partner really makes an impact.
Yeah.
And it's like this justification of like, okay, I don't know myself well enough clearly
Right.
because we're making these shifts in order to be accepted. And then there's the fear of rejection if we're not accepted.
Mm-hmm.
It's like
And it's not that they're
layers.
doing anything wrong. It's just that
Well,
they
it's
have,
probably just unconscious.
they're unconscious about understanding at a deeper level the way that you connect with someone. It's not just purely physical. So you have to make sure that you're creating these connections on much deeper levels than a physical attraction,
Mm-hmm,
right?
mm-hmm.
And I think that's what I've been seeing you do.
Yeah.
Now that you're finding this self confidence and you've taken your life back and you're like, no, I am perfect the way that I am. My boobs are perfect the way they are. My butt's perfect the way that it is.
Yeah.
I like myself with or without makeup, right? And that changed the dynamics to where now you quickly have been, I would say in the last 6 months, I've seen you go, maybe, nope, maybe, no, nope, definitely not. Oh, what's this?
Mm-hmm.
And then you were so clearly vigilant on what you wanted in an alignment for yourself for a higher relationship. What happened?
I met someone.
Yeah.
And he's lovely. And he wants to accept me through any version of myself. And yeah, I mean, even to go back to like the area where like, you know, my last relationship was like, do you think you'll ever get your boobs done? And it's like, I want to breastfeed my kids for the next 6 years of my life.
Yeah.
Huh? Huh? That's just nuts. And there were like multiple occasions where he would say this to me. And at first I didn't feel it affected me, but it did.
Yeah.
It did until I could really recognize where I'm at, who I am, what I stand for. I don't know. Do you guys know your values? Like, do you know really what holds true for you and what you want for yourself and also in a relationship? What are your partner's values? What are your non negotiables? Like, these are really big things that
Mhm.
if someone were to ask you, to be able to answer them.
Yeah. I mean, if you're really wanting to build, something that's in alignment for you and what feels right in your body, that right? Not what you just think is right, but you
Mhm.
actually check in with yourself
Mhm.
on a deeper sense because a lot of times we set the ego up as the thinking mind. And so we think what we want is actually what we want until we get it. And then we're like, this doesn't feel right in my body.
Mhm.
You'll immediately know because your body's going to start changing.
Mhm.
Now you have the choice to do an interception early and just kind of be like, whoa, this shouldn't be happening. Let's see what's not working.
Yeah, reevaluate everything.
Right. Or you continue down that path of stuffing it down and not paying attention to what your body's doing or telling you or responding to a place or that you're in your life until it's like disease, unhealthy, cheating, lying,
Old patterns.
old patterns because you feel so pent up anymore you just can't deal with it.
Mhm.
Yeah. And the body dysmorphia, I've spent over $50,000 trying to alter my body. And for no other reason than I didn't feel good about myself.
Mhm.
Because nobody can make you feel anyway. They might say things, they might look at someone else, and then you think, oh, maybe that's what I'm supposed to look like. Because I keep seeing them look at that, right?
Mhm.
Or you see it on television, or society, or religion, or whatever conditioning that you're seeing or feeling. Call attention to it and be like, is this really true for me, though?
Mhm. Yeah, we have to listen and recognize what's going on inside of us.
Yeah. Like I know one other time you really suffered with some breakouts of acne and stuff.
Yeah.
That was
My whole 20s.
your whole 20s, you had some acne
My
going on.
whole 20s I had, I would say, hormonal acne, and I think that diet played a big role in that.
Yeah.
Consuming a lot of processed sugar and maybe just not being knowledgeable or having the tools.
And you said you weren't feeding yourself well.
For sure.
Right. So it's changed your skin.
Yeah,
Yeah.
tremendously. I mean, big time.
So again, it's just taking the initiative to recognize something's out of alignment in your life because my weight's not working, my skin's not working, my internal organs, me trying to stay in a marriage and make it work. I ended up getting diverticulitis.
Hmm.
And because I didn't speak my truth, I ended up having to have my throat stretched. My esophagus was scarring closed and I was choking on food.
Hmm.
So those are all internal signs that your body's talking to you something's not right.
Hmm. And like to take the action. It's
Right, instead of a
scary.
pill. To
Yeah,
take the action instead of a pill is scary.
it
It
is.
is.
And to even make moves like to leave a relationship. It's it takes a lot of courage.
I was the first one in my family to ever get a divorce.
Hmm.
And then I stayed in the second one so long because I felt so guilty about that that I thought, oh, that'll be terrible if I get a second divorce. So I stayed even longer thinking that if I just stayed with them, we'd build the money, the franchise would grow. And guess what the universe did? They gave him cancer. They gave us COVID. They shut down my franchises. And they go, no, that's not in alignment. That comes from greed and ego and fear.
Hmm.
Now I get to start over with something else.
And I'm
Because
so proud of you.
thank you.
I'm so proud of you.
Thanks.
Yeah. It's really like setting a standard for me to witness you doing this work. And I mean, it's created like this space for me to like let go of all of the stories and the judgment that I have held on you and just really like see you and like love you for who you are and like want to pursue this dream with you,
Mm.
right? Like it's really like, and again, I've been like hiding um under versions of me that I wasn't able or willing or ready to show myself and
Right.
be. But seeing you doing this work has just inspired me on such a level. So, yeah, I'm so proud of you.
Thank you. And you know, it's a process to start looking at yourself and see where you were showing up in a way
Mhm,
that wasn't also in alignment. You
mhm,
know, there were many times that when my ego was showing up for you, as a parent, we have this, you owe me because I brought you into this world,
sure.
and you owe me because I set you up with this, or, you know, I was able to give you this. And we forget to recognize so often that you have your own calling, you have your own path to do, right? And you need to learn your own lessons. We can make suggestions because we actually learned that lesson already.
Mhm.
You have the option to take it or not take it. We have the option to get offended or not get offended if you take it or don't take it.
Yeah. I mean,
And
it's the same with me being like, "You're my mom. You have to do this, 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 and this for me."
hmm
Right? But really, you're a woman as well in the
hmm
world.
yeah.
You're not just mom. You know, you're Michelle. And the more that we just accept our parents where they are as well, that's just like that's huge, huge, huge breakthroughs. Um,
And your parents or your children or your spouse, they might not be doing that work yet, but it will affect them. It will make a change in the relationship once you start doing it.
mm,
I mean, you probably, Colorado changed you tremendously when you moved to Colorado and you left your small town surroundings. You started seeing other ways. So, you know, really getting into other people's worlds
community is everything.
and seeing other people have ways of doing things that you thought only your way was right.
Getting curious.
Getting curious, staying open
Hmm.
that there's more than one way.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's so important.
Hmm. Well, and I think that the way you feel in your body allows you to show up in the world. It just creates this vibration where you're like, oh, this feels good and this doesn't feel good. So, when I do this, it doesn't feel good. But if you show up another certain way, it does feel good and you want to be seen by people. But if you're not doing, the things that make you feel good, you don't really want to be seen. You want to hide. Like, oh, my clothes didn't fit me.
Mm.
And I'm sure a lot of people experience this, right? I mean, even like, I don't know how much weight I gained. I would say that I
I think
had
you told 27 pounds you gained
something along
around
that
there.
line. I mean, I
Yeah.
went from 118 to 146.
hmm Quickly.
Quickly. Like,
But you were also taking creatine and things that flood your body with.
yes. I
So,
started weight training. My
yes,
everything was shifting
yes,
for sure.
yeah.
And I was eating.
I remember that happening when I got into bodybuilding. And my personal trainer said, you will gain weight before you lose it.
Yeah.
And
And
that's
I've
what,
been cutting.
yeah,
I definitely can see a difference.
yeah, me too.
I don't even remember when I started weight training. Um, maybe in March.
Yeah. And the thing about the weight training is that it's not only makes your body look good, but it creates a hormonal shift in your body.
For sure.
And it creates an alchemy of more balanced hormones, more feel good hormones. And then on top of it, your body has more muscle mass.
Hmm.
The more muscle mass that you have, the more calories that you burn. So you take in the same amount of calories, but you're just naturally burning more even when you sleep So you start losing weight. So there's a transition where you might build a little bit of weight on, you might feel bulkier, but then that quickly changes. And then you become this metabolic fuel that just, you're just metabolizing everything that you do.
Yeah, I just lived through that.
Yeah.
And I feel so good now.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it was a shift.
Right.
It was.
Yeah.
Please.
No, I mean, it's like when we allow it, you worked through it. You were authentically talking to me. You were talking to your trainer, Chad. You were talking to people about what was happening to you instead of keeping it in. And I think that's the biggest difference when you really share, this is happening to me. I guarantee you it's happened to somebody. So
You're so cool.
You're so cool. I have to say, I feel like I'm one of the luckiest people out there in the world.
Well, we chose you.
And I chose you.
We knew what we were coming into.
Yeah.
We knew.
Yeah. And if you enjoyed today, I would love to share more about our intimate relationship. And hopefully you'll get to meet more of my family in the future. And we can inspire something in you, something that you're really ready to step into. I know you're ready for it. Let us know. Start talking about it. Make that change for yourself.
Just like, you've worked with women for so many years through the beauty industry, and you don't do it anymore as much, but I do eyelash extensions and eyebrows, and I love inspiring my clients to feel so good about themselves. Like it is probably one of my favorite things. And then not only that, but I have a relationship with my clients. Like they've been watching me grow up, and it feels so good for them to see me in the versions. And I'm sure you as well. Like they've seen you in so many versions of yourself.
Yeah.
And that makes a big impact for people.
Yeah.
We sit there for an hour at a time, and most of the time we're having deep, intimate conversations. And so, we have so much more to bring.
Yeah, the beautiful thing was, I have had this opportunity to have thousands of women come through my business and the franchises and have them lay there and talk to me and tell me intimate things about themselves. And I can recognize that we're all going through the same things. At one point or another in your life, you're going to experience these things. And it's wonderful for us to have this opportunity to come together.
Yeah.
You're going to experience it differently than I do. And Chelsey has so many clients just honestly reflecting with her over and over again about the things that are going on in her life. And same with me and the women that I've worked with sexual traumas and somatic therapy. And we both understand that the somatic body, the energetic body, it keeps the stories alive in you until you purposefully sort them out and release them.
Yeah, when you're ready.
Yeah. And so the somatic therapy that we're both stepping into and being the source of you being able to talk to us, we're really inspired to be able to know what is it that's happening for you? How can we support?
Yeah.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Thanks for being with us.
And I look forward to seeing you guys again real soon. And we'll be back.
I love you.
I love you. And we actually love you guys too. Thanks for all of your support. We'll see you again. Bye.